was almost midnight, and the dark sky bring with it the invented afternoon light, where I dreamed of the vintage becoming the novel rays of the next mornings. It was late, and the clock said, "Departs." Flame that goes out after lighting the last cigarette. Part of what never exists. Fantasy of the sideways that never meant anything beside the dawns for my memories. Friend, what a mind of mine, what a heart of mine, that considered the travels and all sketches, pages and portraits, in which I could have kept with the one who perceived myself as an episode. Wandering interlude, a distant landscape, furthermore, irrelevant, a simple detour. We are past midnight. I walk alone between daydreams. Ahead lays the stupidity of the mystical tale of which I once told my innermost. Yesterday, weeks and winters ago. Still I didn't waste time, since I owned it with you. Briefly, sincerely, I imagine vividly those scenes, atrocious. Beloved heap from a handful of active volcanoes, greedily, in devotion to our momentary sweat, and to the foregoing reverie that will come by sunset. In the comfort of the night, of those vibrant similarities, a touching whistle, an enchantment that solves in the chatter break of an hourglass. Nothing remains but to recognize the invented glimpse of sunshine far away from any real horizon of mine. Honestly, I believe I would never again write to you, but yet I light another match, and the sweet lilac view stands and reveals itself one last time upon the pulse of midnight. This poem then becomes such tender farewell, extended with the flavor of hibiscus, with the smell of those irresistible sensations from a remote time, of my apparent misunderstandings. Contemptible remake, reveal, rewrite, of almost a decade of suppositions. A real taste of an ardous Platonian love and distinction to the Platonic. Essentially inflammable in the deep hunger for your pronounced words. Your legs, plans, assets, to your underworld, sunless desires. Inspiring, finally I finish a cup of tea, and you the painting. Your nothingness resigns my unwanted immensity, dreams with no trace, unwavering. Watching burning matches that cannot compete with the imposing surrounding of such nocturnal obscurity. Clarity of a new moon, namely with celerity. Rising from the night time, there is a sight of a brand new day. Well, of course this is not only poetry. I do believe that all forms of art, which includes everything from music, literature, poetry itself, painting, performance, and all other performances, like drag queen performances, of course, games, all sorts of things, including hairstyling, including fashion. All of this is always a opening for more than only the visuals. In this case of Match, this poem, it is of course about love, and it is about frustration of it, it's about the dreams of it, but it's also about a bunch of other things in which we usually do not assume very much that we feel or that lives in our thoughts. And I think about it, and almost all the problems of the world, they exist inside the arts, because we invite you to let it grow inside you, all the doubts, all the fears, all the dreams, and all reality involved in that. It's not only the visuals, it's about the underworld of each form of art. It's like an invitation to criticize, all the burns, all the fires, climate change, social injustice, war, consumism, the fact we're always blaming everyone but not ourselves, the fact we are not truly empathizing with people who need us, animals who need us, plants who needs us, countries, places, new forms of economy, new forms of politics, old theories that people are not engaging anymore, the forgotten, the imagination above it all. Imagination is about reality, but it includes some freedom. Freedom to be happy about it, to be frustrated about it. Freedom that tries to be resilient over censorship. Censorship of the trans body, for instance. Censorship of the change, of all the change we can do. So it's not only poem about love in this case. It's all the pathway for something more sincere, like which part are we playing in this? Scrolling is not something that is enough, right? And I bet my poem is not too, and neither any canvas I will ever paint, or any book I will ever write, or that you will ever write, or ever paint, or ever play with. But we can let art move us towards revolution, towards understanding and perceiving the things we don't know, and the things we try to not be part of, although we are intrinsically involved. We breathe, we live, we buy, we break, we speak, we remain silent. Art is a sort of space to speak up, truly speak up. And that's why it's so misunderstood, and why at the same time it costs millions, cost our lives as artists. Is the peak of the paradox of all the contradiction from humans and non-humans, of course. But I think that's all.